much of your time, but we're honored by your presence.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Sure.
Okay, so when I read a little bit about you, there's a term that came up, like Gilism. Where'd that come from?
Interestingly, I have no idea how it started, but I do know to what it refers.
Yes.
I'm one of those, I did not speak a word of English till I was 12. So even as we're speaking now, I'm translating to myself. I'm thinking in Spanish. As I told Andre when he was 18 years old, I said, okay, here's one thing you need to know about me. I'm not comfortable speaking English. It's difficult.
So did you make Andre learn Spanish?
Well, some of the words. Unfortunately, it was all the wrong words. But I thought I laugh in Spanish and I cry in Spanish. And that's because I'm processing it. So I'm one of those that along the way became inspired by words. And that is how Gillis came about. My respect for words, my respect for those who communicate beautifully in any language, because we get to choose. That's one thing we get to choose. Many things about ourselves we don't get to choose, but you do get to choose what you say. You get to choose how you communicate. Do you wish to speak at this level, this level, this level? Every word is your choice, right? So we say things. I used to say things to Andre in many, many ways. So they're philosophies, and I wish I could say they were all my original philosophies. They're just philosophies I learned. My mother would teach me in Spanish when I was a little boy. And interestingly, it ended up applying to Andre, not only on the court, but off the court in his life. My mom would teach me when I was a little boy in Spanish, and of course I'll translate in English. In life, there are many battles that just aren't worth fighting, even if you win. But then again, there are battles that are worth fighting, even if you lose. You must fight that fight, right? Another one, which once again, not my originals, is my mom used to teach me when I was a little boy, the two most important days in your life, the day that you were born, and second, the day that you figure out why you were born. When you kind of get your destiny, when you kind of see it. Of course,
halfway there.
And hopefully you get to day 2.
Yeah, and so those are Gillisms, and like I say, the first thing I say is, well, wait a minute, they're not my original quotes. They're just stories. People would ask me. There's also, very quickly, I tell you another story. They asked a coach, a football coach, about his team one year, and they asked, and he used to teach them about being men and good people, good citizens, and loving men who would make a difference in other people's lives. And they asked him, and they were very good football players as well. And they said, Coach, how good is this year's football team going to be? And he said, we won't know that for 10 years till we see what they do when they leave here and how many people they help. And how much they, so all those things are things that
I know why he's called a Gilism. I feel like I haven't heard this much philosophy in a gym in a long time, but it's great. But obviously you put that into how you exercise and how you train.
Why are you here? Because I would ask them, why are you here?
Yeah.
It's not PE class, it's not,
right.
You're not in the Army.
Right.
Why are you here? Because it has to be from there. And in Andre's book, he very generously referenced an example one night when we were just really getting to know each other. And I saw how greatly we rejoiced in success and how badly